And here in the top left-hand corner of Entomb Valley, we have our blue Protoss player from Incredible Miracle. It's Seed, and as Josh Boley predicts, will be killing Zergs. His opponent, though, down here in the bottom left-hand corner, trying not to get killed, trying to extend the lead for StarTale, is our purple Zerg player, Life.
I just got to say, Seed defeated Team Tasia at face-off.
That's correct.
The final score is 1-7.
Yes, I am defeated Tasia 1-7.
Yes.
Correct.
So, and it was specifically Seed scored the all-kill on Team Tasia.
That's right.
By killing Tasia.
That's right.
Oh,
and a good performance.
Yeah.
Other people that now have all kills on Team Tasia are Stefano for EG, as we saw yesterday. But that was a really good set yesterday. I was really happy with that. Only hope that this one can be as fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not as handsome or eloquent as Infinity 7 Axlav, but I will do my best. I know his beard is basically like if I cut off all my hair and then pasted it onto my face.
Yeah.
Then I would have.
You don't so much grow facial hair, do you?
No, I do the thing where half of my face grows hair at varying lengths, and then the other half of my face doesn't grow anything, so I have to shave or it looks weird.
I want to see you not shave for about 6 months and just see what happens.
I've done that while unemployed before I worked at IGNProLeague, and I was just doing casts where you didn't have to see my face. I would just be like, all right, let's see where this goes. Mustache, okay. Beard, impossible. Impossible. There are just parts of my neck that don't grow any hair, so like it's not even a matter of like rate of growth or anything. There's just bald patches, so it's gross. I can't do what Nick Allen does. I can't do what you've done. I can't do what Axlev does. I just can't.
Nexus first for Seed. I've not shaved today. This is my 1 day stubble. So
I shaved just my neck.
Nice.
Because of the patchiness.
Well, you know, if I go for about a week and a half, I have full-on beard. So
yeah,
it's a talent, but also a curse.
I was going to say,
you go through a lot of razor blades.
I remember in high school, they say, it's like, once you start shaving, it's going to come back in thicker. And I was like, well, I don't want to have to shave my face every day, so I'm just going to let it go. And I had like the crustache, I believe it's called, for a little while. And I was like, no, this is too terrible.
It always reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer is Jerry shaving his chest. He's like, you don't do that because it comes back in thicker every time. And he's like, I don't believe you. And they go behind the corner and he's like, rips open his shirt. Interesting out of Life, though, deciding to get gas first. So he is going to prioritize speed here, which is, of course, a market difference from the normal 3-hatch no gas build that we often see from Zerg players. Maybe in response to what he's seen out of his opponent, possibly, wants to get in and do some extra damage. Life is the kind of guy who will throw in a 7-roach rush, though, just because. And we may very well be seeing that now.
I mean, I'm not a secret keeper. I do love aggressive games, so if Life does that, I will thoroughly enjoy this game. I would also enjoy Cannon Rush Seed if you feel like doing it. I mean, it's kind of late, but...
You're not a keeper of secrets?
I'm not a keeper of secrets.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Oh, no, Zerglings. Get them through. They're going to be annoying.
all of your secrets.
Oh. Do I have many secrets?
Yeah, dude. I do? You have a cat named Scooter.
Oh, man. Darn. That is now out in the open.
Yep. The cat is out of the pajamas.
Oh, God.
Now.
And I know that's just one of my cats.
Scootor.
Yes.
Yes.
Scootor the Destroyer.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, these Zerglings are being annoying, and they've certainly justified the amount of damage that they've taken already just by getting in there and trying to do some damage. If they get a probe, as they just did, that's just gravy, but does go down. As we can see from Life now, no Roach Warren, but he does have Zergling speed on the way.
I was just picturing Zerg gravy, and of course it's just creep.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And
in a bowl,
put on some mashed potatoes.
Throw a creep tumor for a little bit of flavor on top.
Or just a centerpiece for your Thanksgiving dinner.
2-base layer tech from Life now as he's going up to double gas, and we have seen this out of him in the past. He'll go up to Mutas or Infestor play pretty quickly, but I want to know what's in his bag of tricks.
Same side of the map. I feel like Muta Ling could actually do him a lot of good here, because if that wall off at the front is neutralized by Mutas just going around it, then Lings can actually continue to beat up the front as he goes. But Evolution Chamber coming up now, still not really super indicative of anything, but we'll see. Seed is actually not building a ton of units still. He's keeping that Stalker at the ramp rather than just going and killing that final Zergling. I'm not sure why. Oh, free Overlord perhaps, though.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Stalkers don't have the highest DPS, but they do have pretty good range. We'll see that Overlord trying to get away, of course, with a little bit more speed there. 2 more shots. Oh, he just stopped.
Why did he stop? He would have got away.
Could have made it.
Maybe.
Well, there's Forecast. Layer Tech is done, so let's see what that tech of choice is going to be, and it is Spire. So we were talking about before, he is fond of going for Mutaplay, does love the harassment that it provides, and certainly loves turning the established strategies on their head, as he has done already in this game.
Yeah, I like the Mutaplay. As I said just a moment ago, this wall off becomes a lot less valuable. Wow, Zealot, you do not know how to hold position very well.
Nope.
No one taught that Zealot in the gateway or in Ire or wherever the heck he came from how to actually hold in position, because he just walked forward. He's like, oh, it's Zergling. I'm going to run at it and just let all the rest of them in and chew up these probes or claw up these probes. Now that's going to bug me forever, because I've been saying chew for probably 2.5 years now.
Well, that's no good.
Bah, you've ruined me, random TL commenter.
Well, he's done more economic damage. Even though he didn't kill that many probes, he's killed 7 this entire game, which is a fair amount. It is also something you don't want to shake any sort of substance at, no. But still, you know, it's been dealt with all right by ST.Life.
Oh, come on, DTs, why not? 3 for 3, let's do it. But no, ST.Life probably not going to be going for DTs, probably just Blinkstalkers. I mean, I would guess Blinkstalkers, but he hasn't actually seen any Mutas yet because Spire's not done, and he hasn't scouted a whole bunch. He doesn't have any observers or anything. Here comes 6 Mutas. I actually feel very uncomfortable for ST.Life right now, not having a lot of information on what his opponent's actually doing.
And these Zerglings are just sitting on the other side, waiting for the destructible rocks to get taken down. As you can see, though, the first 6 Mutas, along with +1 attacks, are on the way now. Hallucination coming up, and that's going to be his preferred scout method, as, of course, he invests in Blink. And Blink Stalkers are exactly what he needs. We'll probably see eventually a Templar Archives and an eventual switch up to Archons and High Templar with Storm to be able to continue to defend against those.
The Mutas are here! The first wave of Mutas have arrived, and they're grouping up so that they can better kill off these probes. Oh, all the anti-air is in one spot, though. Mutas need to figure out another attack path. And wow, that's a lot of warp-ins. I like that he warped them in a line like that, obviously, so that he can sort of block the Muta's path a little bit better, rather than just plopping down 4 and letting them get away.
And that was only 1 more worker killed, so,
yeah.
I mean, he didn't really do anything and took a ton of damage on these Mutalisks.
He had a feeling that Mutas would be showing up, and he is not leaving that main mineral line. No way, not after 6 Mutas have already shown themselves, but he knows that the Lings, oh, he actually stopped killing the destructible rocks, too. He knows that those Lings are present because they've kind of bounced in and out a couple of times, but now they're going to come in here, and all these Lings are holding position, so if that Zealot were still alive, maybe he could go learn how to do it from those Lings, but oof. Hallucinated Phoenix getting killed off before actually even reaching the main there. But
oh, they're on hold position.
There is another blue unit in the purple base. I'm not sure what it is. Oh,
another
Hallucinated
one, okay. Phoenix, yeah.
So he is actually going to get in and get a look around. All these Lings actually dispatched pretty easily by the sentries.
Well, 1 sentry did go down, and that's certainly not good in any way, shape, or form, but ST.Life will eventually be able to drive all of these off. Of course, Blink is done now, so we can react a lot more quickly to these units, and he's going to continue to wall in at the front here as he pushes forward with his upgrades. And there's the Templar Archives I was talking about earlier, but now Life, even though he hasn't done a lot of damage, and he hasn't really pinned his opponent into 2 bases as ST.Life is still expanding, is still moving into that kind of mass, take the map, mine it out, starve your opponent out, and continue to contain them. Usually these stretch into long games when you have Mutas.
That's right, and I have to agree totally. Like, I remember the Capoche game was on Entombed Valley that went a million hours, but I'm never going to forget that game because it was like 10 minutes of fighting and then 30 minutes of I'm going to attack you with 3 units, now 2 units, now 1 unit.
Yeah, and it went over an hour.
Yeah,
so,
but but ST.Life is just doing. He's basically like turtle toss. He's just slowly creeping forward out on the map, sending these worthless units, these hallucinated units across to do all the scouting for him. But Life could just be taking the entire southern half of the map right now and waiting, because I don't think there's anything ST.Life could do in the next 10 minutes to actually walk over there and kill him. If Life, keeps producing in the same rate, he could actually just keep rolling all these upgrades. These Mutas are trying to pick off the Forge before this upgrade finishes. He does actually manage to get it. Very nice pickup for Life, but he's going to lose a couple of Mutalisks for his trouble.
Yeah, so that's the first major damage, honestly, he's done with the Mutalisks so far. Up to this point, honestly, ST.Life hasn't really taken all that much. He's lost 3 more workers, but he's still on 69 overall on 3 bases and moving up to Templar Tech with Blink Stalkers out there. Now, his opponent is getting pretty close to max, needs to free up some supply with Overlords, of course, and starting to take this opportunity while actually supply block to go ahead and start investing in his infrastructure. But, oh, that's not a perfect force field. However, that was a beautiful storm and so much damage done to those mutas. 3 of them die. The rest were actually warded away. How many more workers went down? 0. So, again, Life just not getting anything done with those mutas.
I can't believe Life saw that standing army and thought, okay, I killed his Forge again. Now's the time. When he only had like a dozen lings, and I don't know what happened there, because that would have been the perfect time to bounce off again after killing that second Forge. But sending in all those lings, losing a few more mutas, no real gain for the sort of follow through there. More mutas showing up now, trying to pick off those gas. He didn't even pick off the cannon.
Okay.
This is tough. Ineffectual attacks here.
All right, and he's just waiting to blink up one more time, and he picks off another 2, 3 mutas, so 4 have gone down here, 5, and he didn't even get a cannon, and he didn't kill another worker.
This is getting bad. He needs to stop poking and just get the unit composition that he wants for late game. He needs to go ahead and get that hive up and start working towards something else, because Mutaling is not working against Seed. And Toon Valley's great for this because he can blink and just be in his main instantly, blink back down to his natural. He's down by 65 supply, but you wouldn't know it based on the units lost and all, and you know the amount of damage that Life's actually been able to do here.
And in a straight line engagement, honestly, this force would still get wrecked, although it's not all in one place. But look at those storms! Oh my god! Seed just ravages those Zerglings, and the Mutalisks have to hightail it out of there, and he can do whatever he wants now. I mean, he's got to start putting a little bit of pressure on his opponent, but Hive Tech has only just now started, so we're still about 5 or 6 minutes away from any sort of a Broodlord threat.
It's like Life put a bunch of spikes up on a wall and he's just watching Life. Seed put up spikes on his wall, and Life is just ramming into them over and over. Seed's like, this is fun. I'm just keep doing this. Make some more workers. All
right. Well, there's a couple of Templar there, and they can move over and storm. Looks like one gas will get taken out. That's actually pretty important, but he just lands another perfect storm.
This is the perfect storm. At least he split his mutas that time. Only half of them got stormed.
Yeah, but another 4 or 5 died.
And what is Seed actually working towards here? So he had all those upgrades rolling still, but his unit composition more or less is still just Blink Stalkers. He's not, not flying up the supply amount here. There's a robo facility finally getting started. 17.5 minutes in. It's kind of interesting, but obviously he's got Templar Attack in place already. Not too crazy of a stretch there, but this 4th base actually starting to come up, just heavily enforced with cannons and storms, preventing all these links from running in. 2 storms will nuke all those links down, as we saw already.
And the Mutalisks.
And the mutas, yeah, mutas are frail little units too when it comes to friggin' psionic electricity all around them.
Okay, well, there's another 3 photon cannons here to delay, and that gives enough time for all the units to bounce in position.
Oh.
This is a good spot for the mutas because they can bounce between the 3rd and 4th so easily, but look at that again! Yeah. They're all in the orange and a couple more die.
It's kind of hard to land those storms because you kind of have to go by the shadows when they're out over the cliffs like that, but that was, I mean, he just set them up as a wall, basically. He said, don't go through here. He's kind of just forcing them where he wanted, and these again, just mass ling death.
Oh my god. This is one of the best anti-mutiling defenses I've ever seen. I mean, so often you get in this position, and it doesn't matter how sloppily the mutas are controlled, because usually the Protoss just doesn't have enough. They're pinned in for so long, and the Zerg just takes the whole map. But in this case, it just doesn't matter. Life just can't get anything done. He's got so many minerals banked, but still no gas in tanks, so he's not been keeping up back at home. He's finally made... that's where a lot of it went into, is Infestors for now. But Greater Spire's only just started at the 20-minute mark.
The farther Seed... Zealots, hold position, man. What are you doing? You're dropping the ball. These Templar are getting so much work done, and Blink Stalker's doing such a good job, and these Zealots just can't hold position. But, this is tough now, and it's a result of that Zealot. He didn't have enough time to get his Stalkers back over. I was going to make a comment before this happened that the farther Seed creeps along here with his force, taking that 4th base, for example, the easier it's going to be to try and split his forces for Life with all those Mutalisks. So Fleet Beacon's coming up now alongside that Robotics Bay just now getting finished up, and Seed is actually leaving his base for the first time in this game, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and as we can see, he's sending a few Zealots down to the bottom now. And the spine crawlers are coming up, but they're not quite finished yet, so the Zealots will be able to get in there. They know that there's a base present, so really these guys are just scouts trying to pick off a worker or two.
Muta's bouncing right back into the natural when they finally sense that Seed is not at home. Picking off a couple of simulators. Could probably go for that cannon in the mineral line and pick off all of those probes, though.
But it looks like Seed does have time to get everything in position, so drives those units away one more time. A few circlings up at the top right-hand corner that Seed really can't deal with, so he's forced to cancel.
All right, so Life is finally getting a little bit of, what are you doing, Life? Why? They just fly in and say, oh no, there's units here. Let's fly away. Mothership on the way for Seed. Things are turning sour now for Life.
That's right. Life is bad. No, not, I meant like actual
life. Life is bad.
Yes.
Quote Kevin Naki.
Oh, thanks.
2012.
StarTale Life is amazing, and I've already expressed my love for him.
Don't quote that, anyone.
All right, well, Seed is still a lot of units sitting back at home. He's invested in the right places in his technology. He's got the Blink Stalkers to deal with anything that pops through the air. We've got Corruptors coming up, but not a lot of money to turn them into Broodlords, or excess supply for that matter. There's a few of them warping in now. Life has done a very good job, though, keeping the Spinecrawler wall up, and that's really what's going to help him. That is a very impressive Spinecrawler wall.
That Zealot had some guts. He's like, ooh, a queen. Just, oh, man. Paler tentacles all over the place. That's what they're called.
Doing a pretty good job against those Zealots as well. So,
and I mean, yeah, the Spinecrawler forests are set up to delay the Death Ball from moving in. So the Zealots running in is just like, okay, this is warm up, I guess. Like, but these are meant to slow down this Mothership push once it does arrive, so the Broodlords can actually park on top of the Spinecrawlers and kind of keep them far away. But now Archons are starting to come in. They do have crazy good upgrades already. Seed is hitting this fifth base, forcing another cancel and all those cannons to be canceled. And the Blink Stalkers are in here now. I have a feeling the Stalkers are going to get a lot of damage done just because there's so many of them. There are a couple of Templars still along for the ride for Storm. Not all of them were turned into Archons. These Zealots still crashing into the Spinecrawlers? Why?
But now Life has a pretty good idea of what's going on at the moment. He's done a very nice job at denying this fifth base over and over again. He has the Spinecrawler wall that he needs back at home. Puts up a hatchery in the top right-hand corner, but of course can't get it established. Mulo's coming right back and forced yet another cancel. So this is the strength of Life, and there's enough minerals, as we can see from Seed, that he just doesn't care. He'll cancel those over and over again. But this has been very effective from Life. Wasn't at the beginning of the game, but now it's looking a lot better.
You could say that Life finds a way.
Life is good.
Life
it went from, yes, Life was, of course, metaphorically not doing very well before, but now Life is good.
Yeah, but Life finds a way. That's from Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, we spared no expense. Jeff Goldblum.
Hold on to your butts.
Man, bad actors.
Etc.
Anyway, so Nexus is about halfway done, and there's still, I mean, that Spinecrawler wall, what is it up to at the moment?
That one's a little out of place. He's unburrowed. He's like, these chumps.
They'll never get to me.
Yep.
And there are actually 31 Spinecrawlers up.
Oh, my.
Yes.
That's more than 5.
Yes, correct.
That's like 30.
And now these Mulos are finally just kind of sacrificing themselves.
Oh, why?
They want to do extra damage here, of course, but he wants supply for more Corruptors and Broodlords.
All right, we got Fungals on the High Templar. Not bad there. Infested Terran's actually going to be able to finish those off. But now the Death Ball is actually not even a Death Ball, really. It just looks like it's kind of like a mini Death Ball, test the water ball.
Test the water ball?
Yeah, but I mean, he's still doing some damage with it, preventing these hatcheries from coming up. And I'm not sure how Life is standing on the whole being mined out thing. His main and natural, I'm sure, are mined out at this point, but we've got lots of infested swarm eggs going down. He can actually just hide because they take so long to walk over there. You might as well just wait for...
Yeah, they're getting over there now.
Yeah,
okay.
The Colossus can pick up a lot of them, though.
And now's when he's going to attack. Unfortunately, these units are all trapped.
Dead.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about that, and that's a pretty bad situation.
Oh, Mass Recall!
Oh, wow.
Oh, Mass Recall!
Oh,
wow.
Did I say dead? I meant completely saved by this mothership sitting over here at the top. At the same time, a warp person making its way in and trying to take out the Greater Spire.
How the hell did we not know that he was going to Mass Recall? He sat there for so long.
Yeah.
I forget that's a thing sometimes. If Kimi Kaki's not playing, I just don't even think about it, man. Honestly. Seriously, that's, oh god, I'm so happy that just happened. That's crazy.
All right. Well, these weapons are continuing to do more damage. More units making their way in. Man, a lot of resources being put into this.
Greater Spire gonzo.
Bye-bye.
Normal Spire also going to be gone. I'm sure if these Zealots actually focus, Corruptors can't do anything about it. They're just watching in terror as their hatcheries and spires are destroyed. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. But all the Infestors obviously popping up. Why? They don't even really need to pop up there because the Infested Terrans are going to do the job. They're free units. They've already spent the energy, so might as well. But now Seed is on the move again with these freshly saved units from the mass recall and just doing work.
Yeah, this has been such a weird game. I'm just going to put that out there. I mean, of course, Life ended up doing the 2-base Muta strategy right at the beginning. Wasn't able to get anything done. Found success later on in the game and actually built himself a decent position. But now, because of these weapons and the big recall, he's kind of back in a dangerous position once again. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for Seed to be able to assault the Spinecrawler wall, to be able to actually launch a successful attack. But Life is still really going to have to be on his toes.
Yeah, look at the dance of the Spinecrawlers as they shimmy into position. But, oh man, Stalkers, they just blinked across from the other base there.
Yes, they did.
That's pretty rude of them.
Yep.
Yep, they're just going to kill everything because there's nothing here to defend.
Rude.
And they just skipped the Spinecrawler forest.
That's
right.
right.
So good for them. Now they're all going to do the dance of the Spinecrawlers once more. Broodlords are responding, but now Seed is moving on the left side of the map, or the left center, I guess, coming through the center of Entomb Valley. Is going to get started on these Spinecrawlers. Some of them were diverted toward the destructible rocks. Broodlords are so far away right now. These Archons and Stalkers are going to get a lot of damage done, but all the Infestors there to respond with Fungal Growths and Infested Terrans. Oh, they die so fast, though, those Infested Terrans. Knurled
Parasite.
Archon. Yep.
Yes. Well done. But Seed's now on a 6 base here in the top right-hand corner, and he's once again warping off to the left-hand side. He has just made this work time and time again, and this is no exception. A crazy bank built up for both players as well, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh my goodness, he's going to kill the spawning pool. Lings obviously are like the perfect throwaway thing to build with Larva if you've got a quick remax in mind. DTs, when do those even happen? But man, he's just killing everything. Spawning pool's dead. He's having to rebuild another one. Evo Chamber's dead. Don't think he's going to be able to kill off the hive with so many Infested Terrans there, but man, that was really good tech pickoffs. Seed is just not making mistakes. He's just not doing anything wrong at all.
No. All right. Well, he's certainly not, but Life, even with playing against a player who's not really made any mistakes, still does have a very strong army, and it's going to be very difficult for anyone to be able to charge directly into that. He can start morphing in some more Broodlords, and there we go. A couple more are on the way.
So many Corruptors. Like, that's a lot. That's more than you need, I think.
Well, he didn't have a Greater Spire up until about a minute or so ago for a good portion of this game, I suppose. So he's just banking them for future use, but he's going to need them pretty quickly.
All right, so... man, this mothership's staying at home. He's not even bringing it along for the Death Ball. He's warping in DTs to try and kill off tech structures and hatcheries. He's using his Death Ball to poke at the Spinecrawler forest, and he's using his mothership to hang back for mass recalls, not using it for vortexes. I bet he wishes he had it here, though. Yeah,
I'm sure he does, but those Storms actually did a very good job of hitting a lot of Corruptors. Now that there's more supply freedom, he can actually sit back and produce more Broodlords. But these DTs are continuing to do work.
Oh,
they're actually going to get the hive.
Oh, there's no way of stopping that. Look at that. That was like 60 damage a slice almost from these DTs, and they're just hacking through. Yeah, 60 exactly, sorry. But he is just crushing all the production possibility here for Life. Life is actually expanding towards Seed. You know that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, especially those destructible rocks are down. He already does have a little bit of a path into there, but there's the blink up, and that base was just basically killed instantly.
Begging to be killed, but Infestor is actually a quick response there. Storm, another quick response from Seed. Oh, Corruptor's taking a lot of damage. A couple more Storms on those guys, and they'll all be dead. But the Broodlord Infestor sort of siege push is coming forward. He's lost a lot of his production capability by losing that hive and losing the hatchery there. So all of his forces are coming from all these hatcheries kind of all over the southern half of the map. It's going to be a long time to get them formed back up. So he's waiting for that perfect composition before he tries to inch closer to Seed. Seed doesn't really have much anti-air except for Storms, really. Storms and Archons. So I feel like if the Broodlord's positioned below the natural, they might actually be able to do a lot of damage, but there is another sort of skirmish happening here, another fungal, more Storms being dropped directly onto the Infestors and the Broodlords taking a lot of damage. And I feel like Seed, his storm control is so good, he can just keep doing that, and he just built 3 more Templar to do it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the 36 spine crawlers that were up. So with about 10 spore crawlers mixed in as well. 36, let's make that 38, 39 as 3 more are on the way. A bunch more drones coming up, though, as, I mean, Life is going to need to, I mean, he has a decent bank at the moment, but he'll need to continue pushing that up as he moves along. So this is still a very difficult position for him. He has a ton of Broodlords, I will say. 21 of them now, 25 once these next 4 finish up.
Only 45-ish harvesters, though, for Life, because he keeps making so many spine crawlers and not making any more drones. He's still mining from a lot of bases, but he's down 20 harvesters to Seed, who is now maxed. And, well, was maxed until those DTs went down. But this Air Force from Life is pretty crazy. He just can't do anything with it yet. I feel like with this number of spine crawlers, he really could start moving those Broodlords around the perimeter of the map, trying to do some damage and just let the spine crawler force, you know, take some hits. But now the spawning pool going down again. Those throwaway lings are not going to be able to be made. And I'm wondering, did he ever find the infestation pit? Because that seems to be where Life is focusing most of his production now.
No, not that I know of. And
There's one.
is back up, but yeah, that's the infestation pit there. So, okay, well, it's a pretty staggering Air Force, and there's going to be 15 Infestors, 18 Corruptors, 21 Broodlords once these all finish up. That is an incredibly powerful army.
Yeah, we still have DTs hacking away. These spine crawlers can't even attack against the DTs because there's no detection. Seed is really just lying in wait. He's got his bank over 5,000 minerals, over 3,500 gas. That's a quick refill off of a bajillion gateways, which I'm sure he has by now spread across the map. And that's a great thing about Protoss production, right? You have one pylon, you can warp in all your gateways worth in one spot. Zerg, you're spread out over multiple hatcheries. Infestation Pit getting very, very close to being taken down. Warp Prism is going to get killed off as well, so barely, narrowly keeping that Infestation Pit alive.
He knew the DTs were there, and he actually still got into a position when he had units in position where it almost died. So DTs killing that base finally down in the bottom left-hand corner, and that was actually a pretty useful base because it had a lot of minerals left as well, so that was pretty much useful overall.
Ooh, finally we're going to see some action. It looks like Seed has actually been sitting on a max army, but sending in 2 or 3 DTs at a time all over the place, and that was, of course, a risk that you take when you expand all over the map like that. But now we're actually going to see the Death Wall in motion, and he is bringing the Mothership along for the ride this time. Obviously, he knows that there are a ton of Broodlords in the air, and wow, look at all those Broodlords. The Broodlings that are flying on their side, they're kind of like overlapping each other. That's kind of crazy to look at. It's like a swarm, air swarm.
So powerful. Yeah, whenever they all launch, too, and they kind of go out to the side, and they just...
They have to fan way out because there's so many in the animation.
Yeah, that's always very cool to me. But
oh, they're trading a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they're maybe thinking about it. Yes, Seed's thinking about moving down the right-hand side while Life moves right up the gut here. He's got a few Broodlords in position, so he can start dropping down. I mean, with 3/3 Broodlords can kill things so quickly, but Life is under attack as well. He's going to start having to defend his tech here, as that's what's coming under fire from Seed, so we have a little bit of a base trade after all of that.
Yeah, 38-minute base trade. So the Broodlords obviously are too slow to be able to respond to this. The Infestors can go and try to drop some fungals and infested swarm eggs and stuff like that, but Seed obviously sitting on max upgrades, both players. I feel like, I don't know, this is tough because there's so many spine crawlers. If they do fight, I still have to give the edge to Seed just because of Vortex. And I'm not sure what Life is going to be able to do because the Broodlords are so much slower that getting all the Infestors and Broodlords in one spot is going to be a lot more difficult than Seed just keeping everything together.
Okay, well, Infested Terrans do have pretty good upgrades as well. They'll be able to DPS their way through a lot of these structures here, so pretty much everything is going to die. I mean, we just need to see, I mean, these are all structures as well, so Life will not die until all of the spine crawlers are going down. Was he trying to reestablish a base as well, or is it just a spawning pool randomly in the middle of the map?
I don't know where he's going to put up a hatch, but, I mean, if he clears out these bases of Seed, he will have a couple of options. No, they depower, no power for the Infested Terran, but Seed is just, of course, rolling through. There are creep tumors and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to tell on the map when you're base trading a Zerg where the actual structures are because creep tumors are kind of all over the place, but spawning pool going up, no hatch right now for Life being put up anywhere though, so he probably needs to try and, yeah, he's being revealed actually right now.
Yeah, Life has not done enough damage right now.
Does he have drones? Does he have any drones? One harvester?
Yes.
Oh.
One single harvester.
Oh, where is that harvester?
I don't know.
Come on, Blizzard, implement this.
So, he's rebuilt his base, and there's the hatchery coming up in the middle of the map.
Okay. Wise choice. No, there's another hatchery up above. So
Yep.
he had 2 drones, I guess.
Oh, well, he canceled the spawning pool.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's rebuilding the hatchery right now. But well, like I was saying, Life has not done enough damage. He needs to start assaulting these production facilities.
He's got to keep going.
Right, because unfortunately for him, Seed is just going to be able to reproduce units over and over again. Armies are equivalent if you take the worker supply out of things, but still, that's not enough. He's really got to push in and do some damage. All of these are healed up to full health as well.
And of course, Seed, I mean, he's already done all the damage on the bottom right. He's establishing 2 new bases. The Stalkers just blink forward. There's a ton of Spore Crawlers. Wow. Actually, I didn't realize he built that many spores, but this is actually, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be extremely hard for Life to come back. Obviously, 1 Harvester. He's got to keep his entire standing army alive while Seed can actually just reinforce. He just spent another 2,500 minerals, it looks like Seed did, just making more Archons. So
yeah, also more Nexuses.
And more Nexuses, yeah. So he's actually just in great position right now to continue turtling, basically. He doesn't need to go anywhere because he knows that Life has no Harvesters and no tech.
Yeah, I mean, Life trying to establish a hatchery here, which is going to have a total of like 300 minerals available for him. So
delightful.
Huzzah. Broodlords can kill things really quickly, though, and this base is going to fall very, very fast. That's certainly a benefit, but he needs to kill about 3 more before he finds equal footing.
Yeah, and he actually can't keep going into the top right. The top right is kind of Seed's last main base now because that's where his Stalkers and High Templar and Archons are warping in at. That's where he's been putting them, but he is going to have some defenses there. And we see the Stalkers getting taken out incredibly quickly. Seed is just trying to basically take out everything all the way around the last hope of Life. So
yes.
He knows that there's no mining going on. Even if he does have that hatchery, it's not a big deal. He's trying to drone up at it, but there's no minerals there really for him to take. So he knows that if he just clears out everything around it, Life is going to have nowhere to go except, you know, away from those hatches, and Seed will eventually be able to come in and stomp him out.
Okay, well, Life is going to start pushing a little bit here, which I think he's got to force some action. I'm not sure where that's going to be at, but because if he sits back and just plays passively, his opponent will just eventually destroy him. And there's nothing he can do about it because there's such a bank built up. He's got enough production facilities. And there we go. The Mothership is actually overhead here. These Corruptors could suicide on it if they knew it was there. But yeah, he's probably going to recall on top of this eventually.
Oh
there
my
it is!
God, look at all those units. So now Seed has got his entire army formed up again. He can chase it down, but the Mothership is kind of slow. I was going to say he could chase it down in Vortex just to give his units enough time, but the Mothership is just as slow as those Broodlords, so he's just going to creep forward out of there and probably take this head on. One well-placed Vortex would capture all of that. I can't wait to see how this finale happens.
And there is still Neural Parasite as well.
That's
Don't
true.
forget. So, I mean, he could take over the Vortex and swing it right back in his favor. So we'll find out, though. Life getting a couple of Broodlords ahead, just trying to do some extra damage, draw some of those Stalkers
Mothership
in.
is going around the bottom side. Vortex could be coming.
Oh my God, it is! Is he going to be able to land it?
If he gets it right there,
Yes!
oh my God.
Oh, that was the perfect Vortex! That's exactly what he needed. He needs to get some Archons
in
in there in
there.
a second.
Get in there,
and
little
all
guys.
of the Infestors have gone down before they were able to drop Infested Terrans and soak up any of that damage. Here, everything is going to come out. Let's take a look at the army. Oh my God, it just explodes.
That's so sad.
W.
Poor Life.
That's it.
Oh, my
Life
goodness.
is down. Seed wins a ridiculous 45-minute game on Entomb Valley. And that was insane.
We knew it was going to happen, and it was still just...